That's a perfect little outtake I can add to
God.
the soundboard.
No! I hate it. Stop. My
I feel like
employers could
there's
be
some
listening.
deja vu going on.
My employers. Well, he's a perfect candidate for the job, boss, and he's got all the qualifications, and he graduated top of his class. But he did,
But listen
he,
to how this
unfortunately,
shit says fuck.
he said fuck in a D&D campaign podcast one time.
Damn it!
And also, he had some alcohol with his NyQuil, sir.
I did not. I've literally.
I
This
had
is.
some NyQuil with my alcohol one time. Fun shit.
Okay. We're recording. Let's get something. Let's see. We need something for the
I've
black
never done a single
mark
alcohol.
hideout. Yeah, but have you ever injected a marijuana?
I've never done a single marijuana.
Well, you see, I injected it, but I did not circulate.
What would happen if you injected THC in your bloodstream? That might be interesting.
I imagine whatever THC does.
Yeah.
I guess.
I mean, you just get real high real fast, probably.
I guess so. I never heard of someone injecting it, so it might not be a good thing.
Alright, one of these.
Fair enough.
I feel like if you Google search that, Google probably has the answer.
Ask Kiora.
Okay, let's make sure the Chevbot is at a good volume so you're not talking over it.
Oh, bad news. It would do absolute jack shit because because you have to actually bind it to fat or oil to actually get an absorption on it.
Oh,
What if you're
okay.
fat when you do it?
Alright.
What did you say? What if you're really fat?
I'd probably get really high then. Okay. as great of a stream as this is already, I hate to disturb the fun with our D&D campaign.
Hi, future employers. I'm sorry you're listening.
If it makes you feel any better, we're probably going to fire Bunsen eventually, so he'll just leave this off his resume. Okay, on one, we'll go ahead and start. And then so I'm going to introduce you guys, like I did before. Just say one word or phrase or anything just right after. Just a real quick little thing. You don't have to give a whole big intro unless you want to.
Okay.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of With Disadvantage, the show about the squeaky chair. It's all good. It's Solstice episode 4. You guys excited? I know that you're nervous about what's going to happen with the water. I don't think Marina is. Awesome. Okay, so just a real quick recap for the listeners. Last time, we ventured down into the solar mines where Audavon, Sam, and Kelgion were all captured by the Black Mark group. They made a ruckus in the cave fighting some zombies and drew their attention. The Black Mark was having a meeting to recruit new members, but anyone being suspicious or acting weird is automatically suspect because they're taking a risk by having a meeting where where new recruits can come find them. So they also attract attention from unwanted visitors, which they thought you were. But after some talking, you guys were able to convince Dragthar that you all basically share the same love for what's basically a paradise of the solar planes right now, an abundance of resources. Everyone's happy, and the threat of the Dominion taking some of that away did not sit lightly with anybody. Audavon was still considering going back to the Dominion. He is currently talking with Naya, someone he used to know really well, who the Dominion tried to execute, but she survived and found her place with the Black Mark group. And Dragthar basically took her and others like her under his wing and is now trying to rally everyone together for his cause. And you guys are talking about how to align your views, and I think Dragthar agreed with what's Marina or Mirma's character. Brain fart. Elora. He agreed with Elora and Marina that he would work with King Withelm to stop the Dominion. So he was going to try to approach King Withelm at some point. And then, what else happened last time? Besides the water, I think that's everything. You guys were all inside just enjoying yourselves, having a good time, discussing with other people in Dragthar when all of a sudden water came crashing through the hideout. People came running through a door, slammed the door shut, the water slammed against the door, and now the door is splintering and there's water dripping through. It's shoulder to shoulder as people are squoze into this room that you guys are in, trying to funnel through this bottleneck and get out the portal through which you guys came. Mostly everyone in there manages to get through the portal in time. You guys are doing everything you can to hold back the water, hold back the door from opening, and that's where we will pick up now. Let's go ahead and start with you, Violet. What are you up to?
I'm gonna just drop detect magic at this moment.
Okay. All right. So you want to describe what happens when you do that? Is it something other people can tell you're doing, or is it just something you see?
Are we not doing people introductions?
Oh, sorry, that's my bad. I got caught up in the recap and then just dove right in. Okay, let's start with. With us today, we have Violet.
Hi. I play a lot of video games.
And Sakare.
Come on, motherfuckers!
Ah, damn it, I still forgot to give you a portrait. Sam.
This broadcast is brought to you by Trees. Trees at Reddit.
Okay. Marina.
Like, that's gonna be believable since there was just this weird discussion about injecting THC. Sorry, bro.
Also, hi, I'm sick.
Welcome, Sick. I'm Dad.
Hi, sick.
And then with us today, we finally have Dragthar's player, Codeman.
Hey, hello.
Hello there.
Hello.
I'm gonna turn you up a little bit on my end. Talk now real fast.
Talk now real fast.
Okay, I'm turning you up a bit more. Okay, one more time.
Talk now real fast.
Okay, that should be good. Okay, and then, yeah, back to where we were. We're going to pick up right there. So, Violet, you were explaining what you were going to do.
I was gonna detect magic. It's probably something that can be they're really apparent to, and at this point I just want to make sure it's not something is flooding, like this is magical water in some way, or something is flooding the area.
I don't know if we have time for that.
The worst possible
Just
way.
kidding.
Okay, so as you look around, you immediately get the sense that the water does have something magical about it, but you can't quite put your finger on it.
The water.
Sorry,
The
what's
water
that?
is definitely. The water is definitely magical in some way, but I'm not entirely sure what it is. It could be from a magical source or otherwise. I don't know what's causing it, but we do need to get people out of here.
I want to spring into action. I want to run over to the door, use shaped water to hold the water back.
Okay, that's your cantrip, right?
Yep.
Okay, so the door is about almost fits perfectly into the 5-foot cube. It's a little taller than 5 feet, though. So you are able to hold most of the water back, but a little is kind of spilling out the top of it as the pressure builds.
In that case, would I be able to use shape water to freeze some of it and hold back the other part?
Yes, so you can freeze that little bit of it and then hold back the rest. Sure.
Sick.
Okay.
I help
So,
out by
right-
now. Okay.
So right now the water is held at bay. You seem to be safe for the moment.
I'm gonna help that out by nailing Lou to the wall, to the door, so he helps keep it shut. I'm just joking.
Fair.
By the way, you had the wrong token for me.
I'm trying to find where you are.
I'm this guy right here.
There we go. Snake Passage. I got the wrong maps open. There we go.
Oh.
Now I see you.
I don't even see any maps, by the way.
I gotta change this to our crew image too. Okay. Let me share this map. Make sure you can all see it. You see it now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had it open.
Okay. So, Sakir, you're perched up in the corner of the room up there. Audavon is still sitting and talking to Dragthar and Naya. Well, not talking anymore. Worried about what's going on, but that they're still in their same places. And then you guys are all around these other tables. And then what did you say you're going to do, Sam?
I was joking about nailing Lou to the door so he keeps it shut.
Oh, I know, but I thought you
Then
said
I
something
said,
else.
then I said you got the wrong token for me.
Oh, right. Okay. What is it supposed to be, Marina?
Yeah, it's supposed to look like Alora.
All right. Well, while I'm figuring that out, do any of you guys do anything else? You can slowly see the crowd thinning out this direction as they all head out the portal to leave the hideout.
I'm gonna follow the crowd.
I'm going to
Okay.
urge everyone else to do the same and follow them as well, personally.
Oh, I mean not Marina. Who's Alora? That's who I am.
Alora.
I don't know why I said yes to Marina.
I was
Okay.
thinking about going up and licking the door.
Licking the door.
I'm just
So,
kidding.
what are you gonna lick the frozen water and get your tongue stuck?
Oh
that what
yeah.
you're thinking?
I'm not completely going out yet. I'm here just sort of like
Okay.
urging everyone that we should go.
As you come back to where are you standing? Oh, right here. You're trying to usher everyone out of this room right here into
Yes.
the room you're in. Okay. So as you enter that room, you see that the crowd is funneling up these steps this way. Sam, you're trying to make it that way? Are you trying to leave?
Yeah, I'm trying to leave.
Okay, so as you come through the crowd about right here, you look and you see that there are two mages on either side of this portal reinforcing it. With so many people going through it, the magic is diminishing, and so they're recasting it as these portals expire.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, PJ, what's up?
Yeah, I just made it.
Okay, so just a quick recap. Everyone's trying to make their way out to escape the hideout before the water busts through the door. Marina is holding it back by freezing some of it and then holding the rest back with shape water. And so far, you guys seem to be relatively safe in this room. Are you? You're not in here yet, are you?
I'm
right here?
jumping in. Yeah,
Oh.
I'm jumping in right now. Let's see. Oh gosh, it skipped me. Like I
What?
see the map and everything. But I can't choose my guy. Oh, there we go. Okay, we're good.
Okay. All right. So everyone's trying to make their way this way where the green arrow's pointing, and there's a long line to get through, and these mages over here that are supporting the portals just keep having to recast them as people go through. You probably made it about this far, actually, Sam, with how slow it's going to get through the portal here. Anyone else doing anything?
I'm just holding down the four at the door.
All right. So as you make your way further through the line, Sam, you finally get close. And as you approach the first step, one of the little halflings in front of you, he drops his mug on the ground. And he reaches down to get it, and he trips on the stair, and he falls forward, kind of landing on his head, but he bumps into one of the mages' shins, and he loses his balance and his concentration. And he kind of falls into the crowd, and as he does, the portal at the top of the steps dissipates. And this other mage comes down to try and get him and wrestle him out of the crowd. And everyone kind of starts freaking out, and they start trampling each other and walking around like, "Where's the portal? How do we get out of here? We're doomed!" They're just losing their minds in this room.
I'm gonna yell, "Shut up! Let
I'm
the
gonna
mage out."
If I may, I'm gonna cast minor illusion right next to the of a portal to create a portal right next
So
to the portal.
you're still in this room. Are you saying you've made your way out of this room? Then you've gone through here.
If the line has allowed it.
Okay, so with everything going on here, it's no longer a line; it's just a big brawl. So you kind of have to force your way through, basically a mosh pit. Excuse me.
Oh wow. Oh, you know what? I have a better idea. I'm gonna cast silence right before the. Oh crap! Quick question: when I was healed, were my spell slots recovered as well, or are Are all of my spells
Negative.
I have,
You guys didn't take a rest or anything, right?
Yeah, we did. I think we did
Mhm.
unless the party counted.
because I have all my spell slots. But maybe I never used them. I don't know.
I don't think you used them. Yeah, there's nothing to use them on for you yet. Yeah, so no, you guys haven't had a rest.
Okay. Let's see.
It's still like the middle of the night, if there was night.
I was about to say the middle of the day of the night. So you're telling me that you're basically the situation is there's a bunch of panic, everybody's pushing each other.
Yes, the mages are now
And
underneath the pile of mosh pitting freaked out people, and everyone's just elbowing each other, trying to get by, finding out the portal's down, freaking out, turning around, adding to the mayhem.
gotcha. Okay, then yeah, I'm gonna cast minor illusion of a portal at the other end where the lion's sitting.
Right here?
Yeah,
Oh,
where
way
the
over
lion
here.
is. Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm gonna shout to the panicking people, "Look, they cast a portal on the other side of the room!"
Okay, go ahead and roll for performance.
All right. Let's see. Pick my guy here. Skills. Performance. So 16.
Okay, so you're able to yell loud enough that everyone stops, and they're like, "Really?" And they get up and they start running and pushing past both of you. Both of you make dex saving throws for me. Violet and Audubon. Also, you as well, Sakare.
While they're doing that, I'm gonna try to see if I can see the mage on the ground.
Ability.
Oof, I'm not in a good spot.
What do you want me to make?
That was a check, Violet. What I want is a saving throw from the right side of your sheet. There we go.
Okay, what does the
Gross.
star
Well,
do?
either way.
Yeah, I don't have any pluses.
Okay, cool. I think I'm okay.
Okay. All right, yeah. So you guys managed to dodge out of the way as these people come racing past, and now they've Dragthar. You had more notice, and the rest of you, you're able to see them coming through the door. So you guys are able to get out of the way as this mob of people comes running through the middle, and they're trying to go through this portal, and they realize they can't, and they're kind of going back and forth in and out of it as the water keeps creaking on the door. You hear ice cracking. What?
Am I able
I'm gonna. Are the mages still on the ground?
Yeah, so the mages over here are trampled. One of them's not
Like
moving.
dead trampled?
One of them's not moving. The other one is kind of sitting up against the wall, holding his bloody face.
I'm gonna go over and to the one against the wall, grab him by the elbow, and say, "Hey, I bought you some time. Can you recast that portal now?"
I can't cast it anymore. That's why we had to have two of us.
Well, you're gonna have to dig deep because otherwise we're gonna be, swimming in it deep.
I've tried. I'm out of reagents. I have nothing.
All right. Hey, Dragthar, you're pretty good at magic. How about opening a door out of here?
Dragthar,
Okay.
do you come into that room with him?
Yeah, I'll come over and take a look.
Okay. So you come into this room, and your two mages that you normally station here only at like opening and closing for the day, basically during mission hours, you have a window where people are coming and going, and so you station these mages here to hold these portals open. Normally there's only one, but sometimes you need two in order to keep a continuous stream if you have lots of people going in and out. So you've got the two of them here that have managed to keep the portal open as long as they have. One of them is seemingly dead, and the other one is leaning up against the wall, basically just kind of crying now, and is holding his face. He's hurting, and he can't seem to cast the portal spell.
So, sensing that there might be trouble, I'm gonna cast Create Eldritch Cannon.
Okay, to what? To
And
shoot
I'm
the
gonna
water?
Now I'm gonna create a small one. It's kind of like a gun at that point,
Okay.
and it's gonna be Force Ballista.
I don't. Let's see. I need to look at this ability because I have no idea.
It is under my actions. Below the actions, it says actions in combat, and then below that.
Okay.
Hey, by the way, Chef,
Uh-huh.
it turns out I can actually just cast the shape water, like the water manipulation thing, more than once. So I actually don't have to freeze the door. I can just use it twice to
You
cause
can
damage.
manipulate water, but you can't stop other water from coming into its place without actively constantly redoing it.
Oh.
Because so you can shape the water, but like if it's gushing through, you can't just reshape all of it, can you?
You instantly move or otherwise change the flow of water as you direct up to 5 feet in any direction. This movement
Right.
doesn't have enough force to cause damage.
Okay. But once you recast that, doesn't that effect stops, right? Because it says you can only use one of those effects at the same time.
I can have no more than 2 of its non-instantaneous effects active at a time.
Yeah. So the direction, so stopping the water in one instance and freezing it in another. That was the two, as I understood it.
What I meant was I was slightly confused. I can just do that same action twice. One of those two.
Well, we'll table this for now, and I will look up into it more later. I'll put it in my notes for you. But I'm going to say right now that if you're not actively holding it, the water is going to just push through. So you can change the direction for 5 cubic feet of water, but then the water behind it's going to just push through. So you have to actively maintain that. If I turn out to be wrong, I will make a correction.
Okay.
Does that sound good? Okay.
So Dragthar, seeing as how the portals appear to be down, you wouldn't happen to know a physical second route out of this place, would you? Our lives kind of depend on it.
So Dragthar, you only know of 2 ways out of this place, and the other way is through where the water's coming.
Okay, so yeah, I so I would be like, no, that was our only out besides the water.
All right. Well, are there any more mages in the crowd? I'd rather not drown today if I could help it.
I'm a sorcerer, but I really only make fire and make more fire.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way.
Can you burn the water?
I don't think that'll hold for very long.
Let's see, I wonder.
Nobody would happen to have any seeds or anything like that on them, would they?
Lou comes up and he says, "What kind of seeds you need?"
Preferably something that grows big and bushy. Kind of like
A big and bushy seed. Can't say I have one of those. He opens up his palm and he's got like a few different like little seeds for some reason.
Do any of those get fairly large?
I don't know. I just put these in my pocket.
Do you mind if I borrow one?
Take them all, and he holds them all up for you. It's like 4 or 5 seeds.
So we got this water going through the doorway, huh? You know what I say about that? Damn it. So then Sakare reaches out and he tosses the seeds into the doorway, and as he does that with one hand, he reaches out his other hand, and you hear him cast, and he uses Druidcraft to instantly make the seeds bloom, germinate, and grow.
Okay. And you're doing that to how many seeds? All of them? Hello?
Wait,
I would assume so,
I'm
yeah.
looking real quick.
so what? He's just making plants grow?
Yeah, basically.
Well, at least we'll have some pretty flowers to look at before we die.
That's what I'm thinking.
I don't want to say that your efforts are not.
I was looking at my spell book and I might have something.
I'm kind of doing a pretty not bad job holding up the water right now. I don't know.
Okay, so one of the
Anyway, Drag thought maybe you ought to address the screaming mob of people and get them to calm down a little bit.
and that they're all in here, still freaking out, still just, but they're kind of calming down now, like not knowing what to do. A bunch of them have headed off this way.
Okay.
So it's thinned out in here a lot because the majority of them have headed off that way.
Well, I do have an ability where I can raise my voice for a second, for a minute, but like a cantrip.
Are you
I
gonna?
actually have a question.
But I was thinking I have an ability called suggestion, and I was gonna talk to this mage and see if I could suggest that he like maybe kind of snap him out of his fear and like suggest that he goes back to making a portal for us.
You can certainly
I
try
thought
that,
it
but he did say he was out of reagents.
Oh, that's
And
right.
what's your question, Bryn?
First of all, I wanted to know what reagents he needed, and additionally, I wanted to know what's the status of the wizard who's not moving, because nobody's talked about this.
Yeah, nobody's gone down to check on him.
You should ask the
Okay.
wizard.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's ask the let's ask these mages what reagents they need.
Okay,
I'm gonna walk up to him and
the
say,
one's still lifeless or motionless on the floor. Nobody's checked on him. The other one is leaning up against this wall, and you go up and you ask him what reagents he need, and he just says, "I need more linium powder." And he pulls
Where's the one on
out
the
this
ground?
pouch. Wait, linium powder is this? Wait, I already used that, didn't we?
Yeah, I was about to say, do I hear that?
Yeah. So you do. I forgot.
so then
it's
I
the
would
same.
turn around and like kind of yell like, "Hey, anyone got any linium powder?"
Where's
I'm
the mage
holding
that's on
up
the ground?
I'm holding the door, and I shout while I'm holding the door. I do.
You
Oh,
come
well,
over
that's
here.
lucky.
Okay. So coming over to, because Marina can't come to you guys. She's holding the door back.
Well, while they're doing that, I'd
I'll-
like to check on the mage that's down.
Yeah.
That's not responding.
I'll make my way over and get it from Marina then.
Okay.
All right.
And then Sam, you check on this mage. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check, or a medicine check. Excuse me.
Am I
Is it
able
under
to
skills?
Yeah, skills medicine.
Am I able to take it out of my pouch while I'm holding the door?
They're just spells of concentration, right? Oh no,
Are
they're
they
not.
even?
You're just having to keep recasting it. Yeah, that's fine. You can keep most of your attention on the
Oh
door
my
and then reach in
God.
your pocket.
Natty
Oh.
20.
Oh.
Resurrect this
Nice.
thing.
Yeah, so you definitely are immediately able to. Yep, he's dead.
Oh, okay, shit.
Nice job.
No doubt about it.
I'm
Definitely
trying
dead.
to help him. I'm gonna pretend like I'm trying to help him. I'm gonna search his items.
Okay. All right, then roll me an investigation check. And also, are you trying to do that in secret?
Yeah.
Okay, then roll a sleight of hand check first.
By this point, Violet, you've gotten my lydium powder.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
have
fine.
anything. Sleight of hand? What's that?
You, as you go to look for stuff and you're pretending to help him, you just rip his shirt completely off as you like tear it as you're looking for whatever it is you're looking for, making it very obvious that you're searching his corpse.
Yeah, but I rolled 18 for sleight of hand.
I'm gonna turn to him and say, "Way to be a team player."
Oh, was that your investigation check? Oh, I thought that was the sleight of hand. My bad.
Oh.
All right, so you search his pockets and find nothing while trying to be subtle about it, and you are successfully subtle about it. Sorry, I didn't realize which check was which.
But no, I need to get it off of them, but I also know that they're probably in the middle of a concentration spell, so I just kind of have to search, and I'm sorry.
You're searching Marina for the linium powder?
Yeah.
No, I handed it to her.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna
That
say,
earlier.
what's going on?
And I'm going back over, and we're gonna handle this.
All right. So you hold out the linium powder, and you realize this mage only has one working eye now. The other one's been bloodied and punctured, and so he
Oh no.
he takes the powder and he tries his hardest to cast the spell. And you hear him chanting something under his breath. You can't really make out what he's saying. And you see this little purple spark And then this guy just kind of falls back to the ground and just kind of lets out a long breath. And
I guess we're
the
dead.
energy stops. He's just now he's still alive, but he's looking unconscious now, just kind of laying there with his head tilted in an uncomfortable position, breathing very labored breathing.
I don't suppose someone could take him over to the healer.
I was gonna say, can we
We
heal
have
this
a
guy?
healer.
Yeah, you have a healer. She's also holding the door.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick him up and fireman's carry him over to Marina.
Okay, so you go to pick him up and throw him over your shoulder, I assume.
Yeah, fireman's carry. Arm goes over one shoulder, leg goes over the other.
Okay, that's right. All right, so you carry him through the door in here to Marina, and then do you say something?
Yeah, I say, hey, this guy's pretty important to our success. He's not doing so well. Can you do anything to help him out here?
I can certainly try.
So you can refresh your ice block and then unblock the top part of the door for a second, and you'd probably get, a bucket of water of worth into the room, but to get your spell off. But then you can go back to it.
All right. In that case, I'm gonna do exactly that. I'm gonna cast Spring Healing, where I form water. I combine it with some of my compound, and I apply it to his wound to heal him.
Okay. All right. So you go to try to heal him, and does that have a roll?
Yep. It's 1d8 plus 3.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your ability then. The numbers are fixed on your ability tabs, by the way. You should have all the right modifiers and stuff now.
All right. Actions. Here it is. 10.
Okay. So he starts to feel quite a bit better. He wakes up and he's still hurting pretty bad, but he's at least awake now and aware.
And I go right back to the door.
Okay.
All right.
He's having trouble
Now that we
walking.
All right. I'm well, if he's still over my shoulders, I'm just gonna carry him right back into the room where he was.
Okay. All right. So you take him back into this room without much hassle, and you set him down, and then he begins to cast, muttering something under his breath that he clearly doesn't want anyone else to really be able to understand, because he says it real quiet, as quiet as he can, without being completely mute. And he swirls his hands around together, and he reaches in his pocket and grabs a little bit of that red powder, and then the portal opens again.
How many uses does this have?
So you guys haven't been able to see. I don't know if are you asking him that?
Yeah, I'm asking him how many uses does it have, or is it a time spell?
He just says it's all a matter of how stable I can keep it. Hurry through.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, well, I'm not waiting for it to close again. I'll see you guys on the other side, and then I'm gonna run through.
I'm gonna follow Audubon.
I'm gonna actually head to the door and go, the door's open again. Single file only. I'm actually gonna roll an intimidation check.
Yeah, I was just gonna say roll an intimidation check.
Oh yeah, I changed mine. I'm gonna back her up. I'm gonna point a gun at him.
What? All right.
On that shit, you already went through the portal.
Yeah, that's right. You did. You went through the portal.
I thought there was time to say I changed my mind.
Nope, no retcon. Okay, so you've gone through the portal, and then let's see, you do your intonation. Okay, perfect. So you guys all immediately hear her and get the message, and you're slightly scared. What?
Considering fire does weird things
have
around
I
me,
ev-
that's fair.
Have I ever shot my crossbow so far?
Yeah. No, wait. It wasn't you that hit me. It was Sam Blade. Never mind.
Okay. Because for some reason I had 3 ammo missing.
I don't
Just
know.
wanted to
Must just be an
check
accident.
Anyway, I'm still holding the door until someone gives word specifically to let it go.
So you see everyone going out single file. Who's after Audubon?
Well, Sam Blade was. Then who's after Sam Blade?
I'm just gonna stand here and like help people. I'm just gonna kind of like.
Okay, so
I
you
don't wanna
stand there.
leave you
Come
out
on, come through.
Yeah, come forward.
Okay.
Zakir starts
Uh,
calmly walking out, just completely unfazed by anything else going on.
I'm gonna have a moment to ask Marina, can you breathe water?
Yes.
Then you're definitely gonna be you and the wizard are definitely gonna be the last two out.
Okay.
Okay. Alright, Elora makes her way out next after Sakir. Kelgion also. And Lou, he makes his way out as well.
Alright. And then I guess besides Marina, I'll be the last one out. Or however it works out.
I'll make my way out then as
Okay.
well because I don't want to be in the way at this point.
Alright, so
With
you
the
head
wiz-
out Violet, and then Dragthar. Do you say anything to Marina before you leave?
Good luck.
Good luck.
You hear good luck echo around the corner
luck,
as he
we're counting on
disappears
you.
through the portal.
Can I ask him to roll intimidation on that?
Did
Like
you
how
say?
intimidated am I by just straight up being told good luck when I have no idea what exactly this is referring to?
Yeah, I would think you're just confused. Like, I guess he's just leaving you there, or. But he's not trying to intimidate, so I wouldn't have him roll an intimidation check.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to
Okay.
intimidate. I was just like,
Well,
I don't
no,
know what
I
to say
know
as I'm
that,
leaving,
but it's intimidating to hear.
Yeah. Well, then you just decide. If you're intimidated, then you're intimidated.
I'll just say I'm confused. Wait, what?
Okay.
Do I know if the wizard is able to go through the portal himself? Like will he have to be the last one out?
You can ask him.
The wizard already went out, and the portal's
Okay.
still there.
All right, so everyone's out.
Yep.
Except you.
I am going to release the door.
Okay, so immediately a torrent of water starts pouring through the top of the door. It splashes right on top of you, Marina. And you hear the ice that's holding the rest of the door as a
See, I'm
big
debating
crack
if I
starts
want
to
to
form through it.
It's probably going to rush in so much that I can't go into the other room to investigate, huh?
You can run.
I mean, maybe, but it's only got this room left to fill.
Yeah, I don't know how big this whole place is.
It's pretty big. Yeah, it's,
Well, like,
it's,
I don't
it's,
know how big
yeah,
it is.
you wouldn't know, I guess, but it is a pretty large place.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to dismiss the ice and see if I can even hold my ground.
Okay, so you dismiss the ice, and poof, this torrent of water hits you. Go ahead and roll a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. 13.
Okay, so you are surprisingly able to. You dig your feet in. You're pushed back about 5 feet, but as you kind of just hold your ground, positioning your center of gravity such that the force is pushing straight down on it, so that you're just able to just keep your feet in place now with the like your heels up against the lip of this block behind you. And the water gushes in. You can't move for probably about 30 seconds, 45 seconds. And then suddenly the water finally starts to calm down, and you can just see the levels are rising now up to the ceiling. Your room you're already up to the waist in the water, rising fast.
You know, it occurs to me that the water's going to start going through the portal, so they probably want to close the portal, huh?
So it's
Yeah,
already where the portal is, and it's actually not going through the portal.
Can I go investigate? Like, is it at the height where it would be going through the portal?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so basically, I have a moment to like look into the other room at least.
Sure, you can see. You'd have to step around the corner just a little bit to maybe like right there.
Well, no, I mean like, yeah, I thought I already went over here to investigate. Like, oh, the portal. It would be going through the portal, but it's not.
No, it's not going through the portal. Somehow the portal is not sending the water through. It only has teleported people so far, from what you've seen.
I'm going to take a moment to investigate through the door, see if I can see anything that's obviously causing this.
Okay, for sure. You go ahead and swim through the door. Let's get the mask tool out here. And you immediately find yourself in this room ahead. And it goes down some stairs. Are you just going to keep slowly making your way through?
Yeah.
Okay, so you keep heading down several sets of stairs. You see some debris floating in the water, some tables and barrels, and just lots of dirt and other debris in the water. But I think you're able to make water clear, aren't you? You're able to change its like opacity and transparency and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're able to clearly look around and see, and as you make the water easier to look through. You get down here and you look to the to your right, and you see this little hallway goes down and turns, and then you look to your left, and there's this little room over here with some torches just floating in the water that have been put out. There's no light in here anymore. All the torches and everything, lanterns and everything have been put out.
All right. Can I tell where the water's coming from?
Yeah, so you can sort of, you know what, roll me a perception check.
Okay. Because that's the point of me trying to investigate.
Okay, so at this point the water has settled enough that it's hard to tell, but you get the sense that maybe it's coming from this way.
All right. I'm gonna investigate in that direction. I'm gonna keep looking to see if I can find out where the water's coming from until I either find it or it turns out I'm not gonna be able to find out.
Okay. Alright, so then I'm just going to go through and uncover the passage as you keep going. And yeah, as you keep getting closer, you do get more and more of a sense of where the water's coming from. You're able to see the debris, the patterns of the debris too, like where the water may have entered a room from and splashed the debris into one corner or something like that. So you get in here and you're able to follow it all the way out through these caverns. This tool is taking forever to uncover the fog. There we go. And then finally you make your way down this hallway over here. All the way to here. And as you go down these steps, you then find that you are winding upward on some steps that kind of keep winding around and around. So you're able to swim up this column of water all the way. You actually have to swim for a fair amount of distance, probably like 100 feet, before you find.
I should mention really quick. I have 30-foot swimming speed.
Okay, so you're able to get up there really fast, and as soon as you do, you see a bunch of the stairs go up to this point where now there is a big wooden disc or door or something in the way, and attached to this wooden disc are a bunch of open barrels.
Huh?
Yeah, so it's almost like if you took a big wooden table, just took the top off, so no legs, and then took a bunch of wooden barrels and nailed them to the top of this table, turned it upside down, and it fit perfectly in this stairway. So it covers the stairway, and there's just open barrels hanging from the disc attached to it.
So it's like a trap door, but with barrels.
Not a trapdoor. The stairs clearly go up there. Like normally you would just be able to keep walking up the stairs, but now there's this thing in your way. They've capped the exit with this contraption.
Can I try to push on it?
Sure. Go ahead and roll me a athletics check.
Athletics. Oh, I was, from the Lulu character, I was like, oh, athletics doesn't mean. Oh, wait a minute. 15.
Okay, so you're able to, with a little bit of swimming down and then swimming back upward and pushing off one of the steps with your foot, you're able to push up against one of these barrels, and you push the whole contraption outward. And then I'm going to make this little link public here. You see the green link?
Oh.
And now I'm going to make the link to this map on the Solar Plains map. Oh, I have one already. Hold on. Public. Okay, so I'm going to sync you guys to this view on the Solar Plains map. You guys all see this green link on this half degraded tower?
Yeah.
Okay. You pop up out at the bottom of that, and you push this little table thing out of the way with all these barrels. And these barrels, you get a weird sense of like energy coming off of these barrels, magical energy.
So where am I now?
You are now. Can you see this map? You're right
Well,
now.
yeah, but
You're in
like-
the bottom of this thing, just outside Dominion territory, and there's no one around. It's bright, obviously, since the sun's always overhead, but it's still the middle of the night, and there's no activity that you can hear within distance. You step outside of this column, and you can see the main road going through the solar plains. You instantly know where you are.
Is there no water here?
Nope.
So where did the water come from?
As far as you can tell, the barrels contained the water.
Can I investigate one of the barrels?
Sure. Roll me an
Is it,
investigation
like-
check.
At least my guess is like, are these barrels just like, is it like the bottomless flask but for water?
So what you know of, I guess you wouldn't. You don't need to roll for this. Actually, you would know this. So because you're a regular person of the solar plains, the only place that you can get water is Withelm, right? The only natural water comes from the mountains behind Withelm and goes down into the solar springs. From there, Withelm exports the water, and what they do is the Agrippa family, and you, Violet, you would also know this very well. The Agrippa family has mages that specialize in the handling of water, and they are also kind of the firefighters of the solar plains. They help with packaging and exporting this water into these magically imbued barrels. So one barrel can basically last a modest place, say like a tavern or a bar, 2 weeks worth of water out of one barrel. So
It might help to put that measurement into acre feet.
sorry, what?
I said it might help to describe each barrel in acre feet.
Oh, for how much they can hold?
Yeah, an acre foot of water is exactly what it sounds. How much water it takes to fill an entire acre of water up 1 foot.
Gotcha. Okay. We can do that math later, though. It's a lot. Okay.
I love it.
Okay. So clearly, enough, or these barrels, which is probably about, I'm gonna say 25 to 30 barrels attached to this disc, that were turned upside down and opened. They held enough water to flood the entire Black Mark hideout. So, there you go.
Can I look around? Do I see any activity of someone recently being here to put this here?
Roll me an investigation check.
I wish that was higher. That's a 2.
No.
Shit.
You look around and you try to look for signs of someone being there. Clearly, whoever was there knew what they were doing. They left no trace of who they were or where they went.
What are you trying to do, Marina?
I was trying to see if I could see any signs of who might have put this here to flood this area.
Let me see if there's anyone around. And then
So, Marina's by herself right now. She swam through the flooded hideout. You guys
Yeah,
all
we
made it
went-
through the
she went-
portal.
Yeah, we went through the portal. She like went the long way around. She didn't make it into the portal.
Yeah, I wanted to investigate what caused this.
Yeah, let's pause right now since we've been with you, Marina, for a little bit, and let's go back to you guys in the cave. You guys have been waiting for probably about a half an hour now as she made her way through the hideout. Are you guys gonna stick around and wait?
Of course.
Oh, she's probably dead.
Can I ask him to make an intelligence check, like some sort of intelligence check, to see if he knows I can breathe water?
Who? Dragthar?
Sam.
Or Sam?
No, Sam.
No,
Sam-
there's no way he would know that.
Yeah, there is no way Sam would know that.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
kill the tune though. This is like very intense for like a casual discussion in a cave after.
Good call.
So, and where are we? Oh, is that
Can
little
you-
green dot behind the castle? Is that our link?
No, do
We're
you
at the
see?
snake
do you-
den passage.
Yeah, do you see the Snake Den passage map? I keep sharing it with you.
Oh, cool. So that's where we are. All right.
Yeah, you guys made your way back out of the hideout through the portal.
Okay, so are we all just around the snake skeleton right now, where we are illustrated in the map?
Yeah, and Marina has been gone for about half an hour.
Is the portal still open?
Yes.
I say we
Um,
give our. I say we give that person some time to properly investigate.
You know what? Why don't we take a nap or go to sleep and then that's
I was
long enough,
thinking-
isn't it?
You guys should
I was
certainly
thinking the
take a
same.
short rest.
Here's the thing, though. You guys don't. I didn't tell anyone that I was investigating, so you guys don't know
Can we take a long rest?
necessarily.
But they do know that they did see you manipulating the water and that you haven't come out yet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what I mean is like they don't know if I'm investigating.
No,
Well,
I'm just saying that.
I am.
Well, I wasn't saying that we knew. I'm saying maybe we should take a long rest and give you that much time to get back.
So Alora is definitely going to stick around and stay, and she's going to be asking Violet for you to stay too, which I sure assume you would, since you guys are know Marina better than the rest of the party.
I'm gonna approach Dragthar.
Okay.
Hey, I need to get back. If I stay any longer, people are gonna start noticing that I'm gone.
He means
Where-
back. He
where-
means back to the Dominion.
Oh, back to the Dominion.
Yeah. So
No,
right.
not
Oh, what?
not the Dominion. I'm on a diplomatic mission with Helm. I'm supposed to be there already, but I mean, I could just blame it on slow travel. But if I delay any longer than this, I think somebody's gonna notice that I'm missing.
So Dragthar, it's you've been trying to convince him to join Blackmark and give up whatever the Dominion wants him to do, and so has Naya. Who's Naya to you again, Audavon?
Childhood friend, possible romantic interest, but we never did anything before her supposed execution.
Yeah, her
Except for
demise.
regret that we didn't pursue anything romantic.
Okay, so Naya is and Dragthar, you've both been trying to convince Audavon to stay and fight for your cause. And so he's saying he needs to go on, continue his mission to Withhelm on the Dominion's behalf.
Alright, so I'll just say, well, you know how I feel about that.
Yeah, well, we discussed this. Is Naya saying anything? Is Naya there?
Naya is still just telling you, Audavon, please stay with us. Give up your mission for the Dominion.
Naya, as I explained before, that would be very foolish of me. The only way I can serve the Black Mark in any capacity is that I do not compromise.
Is that you, Rainbow?
Yeah, sorry. Let me mute myself.
The only way I can serve you guys at all is by leaving my appearance as a Dominion diplomat intact. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do for you. It's obvious to you that the Wilhelmians are trying to exterminate you. I mean, they just flooded your hideout with water. I'm going to go over to there, and I'm going to, as part of what I'm doing over there, as part of my...
Alora hears this and she says, "What do you? How do you know it's Withhelm?
Who else has access to that much water?
Anybody who's traded with Withhelm has access to that much water.
Who can burn that much water?
Anyone.
No, not anyone.
No,
Water's
water. It's not scarce, Audavon. Water. We have plenty of water. It may come from one source, but there's plenty of it. We sell as much as anyone wants."
She has a point. Pretty much anyone who wanted to acquire that much water could acquire that much water.
Well, I can tell you if the Dominion was trying to destroy this, they would choose other means. Water is very expensive in the Dominion. So
But you can just ask us for water anytime. What do you mean water's expensive?
Water is expensive in the Dominion. The minerals that they depend on for their livelihood aren't as valuable as they used to be. So there's less coin to go forward and provide things such as water. We discussed all this last night, although I guess you weren't sitting with us.
Yeah, not with Alora, you didn't.
Yeah. Long story short, Dominion minerals aren't worth a whole lot right now. And so the Dominion is finding itself a little bit short on cash to provide essentials to its kingdom, such as water. So if the Dominion were going to try to wipe out this merry little band, it would probably be through some other means.
And Alora says, and what if Dragthar is right, Audavon? What if Blackbark is right? What if they're trying to steal the water? Maybe that's why they don't care.
Well, if they're trying to steal it, they don't have it yet.
I'm not comfortable around you, Dominion spy.
Oh, fine, don't be. I don't care.
So, Audavon, are
She
you
folds her
saying
arms
that
and kind of gives a little huff.
As those two are fighting, I'm gonna age my body 7 years and put on some freckles on my face and a blue rose tattoo on my neck, and I'm gonna make my hair blue.
Who are you now?
I'm her. I'm just modifying her body.
Marina?
Lore.
So
You
you
said
look
you're
like her,
blue
but
now?
older.
No, I said my hair's blue and I have a blue rose tattoo on my neck.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying your skin was blue, which I thought meant you were Marina.
Guys,
Yes?
So anyway,
debating about who is right and who is wrong, I don't think is the answer here. I'm actually wondering if it's neither. Why is there so much? Okay, think about it. We have all this. We have all of this anti one side and anti the other side. Both sides are like this for no reason, and it only recently became like a big issue. What if somebody's playing both countries against one another because there's something they can gain? I'm just I don't know. It just doesn't seem right.
I never
Why
thought of
would the
that
Dominion?
before, Alora says.
Why would the Dominion want to waste water if it's so expensive and hard for them to obtain? And I know for a fact that our people wouldn't really want to come out this way to do that kind of stuff. We'd tend to leave Dominion alone because they just want to be left alone. What if neither side is doing this and there's a third party at work here?
you know, I admire your attempt to be fair toward the Dominion, but we've had good leaders and we've had bad leaders. We've had cautious leaders and we've had ruthless leaders. Queen Nero kind of borders on the edge of reckless. And so, given the some of the things that are going on, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, if we're talking about geopolitical pressure, right now is the time for a power play. But that brings me back to my point. Naya, Dragdar, what I'm trying to explain to you is you're part of a band of outlaws, criminals. You have no legitimacy, so I cannot represent you without being arrested. What I can do, however, is leave a tip to the King of Wilhelm that the the Black Mark is not in alignment with the Dominion. In fact, that the Black Mark is a sworn enemy of the Dominion. And what is the enemy of your enemy? Dragthar.
Your ally.
Your ally.
Precisely.
A person with a common enemy.
Yeah. I was gonna say, the only thing that we know is somebody doesn't like us. Somebody wanted us dead.
Can somebody shut up the feather duster?
All I'm saying is, in my years, I have seen where two groups can hate somebody, but still not be allies.
Well, Shakira does have a good point.
Did you just call him Shakira?
Yeah.
These feathers do not lie.
Oh my hell.
So, if you'll give me leave, Dragthar, that's what I plan on doing. But if you have a better idea of what I can do to serve the Black Mark, I'm all ears. But you know my goal. You already know what my motivations are.
And what would that be?
You must have been toasted. Control your drinking.
So his motivations are to try to do his job for the Dominion, and also he's still curious about Blackmark. He's not saying absolutely not to Blackmark, but he is saying that he still wants to keep the Dominion in the dark about anything he's doing that's off mission.
Okay.
No,
Well-
well, to be more accurate, the Dominion has, and let me remind you, and I've tried to explain this to you a few times, but again, I don't know if the liquor allowed your mind to perceive reason.
You did drink a
But
lot, Drakthar.
basically, the Dominion has two classes: kobolds and non-kobolds, who, like myself, are affectionately called others.
Okay, I'll pause right there
And
real fast, PJ. Bunsen, would Marina have made it back by now? Are you heading back, or are you doing anything else?
Yeah, she would have been heading back, maybe looking around, see if there's anything worth collecting on the way back.
Okay, go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
All right. 1.
Nope.
No, actually, that's a 0.
Nope. You went straight back, bumped into a few floating dead bodies, and did not find anything on your way back through.
Oh, fun.
And then you pop out the portal on the other side, and just as you do, you hear behind you as the portal disappears, and you come out right at that point in their conversation.
And also, I spit out a bunch of water.
I'm going to immediately hug Marina.
oh, Marina, thank you for joining us. I'm glad you made it back.
I'm so glad you're okay. I know you can breathe water, but I was getting really nervous and worried that there was something else in the water, or something else is going on, or I don't know.
Well, there are a lot of dead bodies in the water.
Oh, you're all kinds of chipper with.
Dragthar, you're very upset because it now hits you that 90% of the members of Black Mark who were in for the night, most of them were off mission, were in there, and so you just lost 90% of the Black Mark movement. The only ones that are left over are the ones that made it through the portal.
Oh my gosh. I just kind of, I guess I kind of need like a moment, so I just kind of walk away from the group for a minute once I realize that.
Okay, you walk away, you turn, you just face the bones, and you just like think on everything, realizing what just happened.
So, in the meantime, I'm gonna explain. So I went through a bunch of rooms and stuff, and way down the other end of wherever we were, I found an exit. Does anyone have a map on them? Does anyone have a
I
map?
don't think so.
You guys have a map? Are you talking about a map of the base?
No, a map of solar planes.
Oh, do any of you guys? I'll let you guys decide now if any of you regularly carry a map of the solar planes.
I think I might actually. Hold on.
I don't think I would necessarily.
Yeah, I could see
Because-
you, Audavon, carrying one, given that you're on a diplomatic mission.
Yep, case mapper scroll. First thing on my items list. So
Okay.
yeah, did someone say they needed a map? I've got one here.
Yeah. So as I'm explaining this, I ask Audubon to pull open the map, and I assume you do, right?
Yep.
I point to right. Oh, excuse me. I point to right here. This is where the other end of all those rooms went to. Right out here.
Well, that is most interesting.
Yeah, and also there are a bunch of water barrels pointed down at that exit, covering the exit, and they all poured all that water into the base.
Yeah, I don't think that helps us determine who's responsible any more than not knowing it would. I mean, the area that you point out is clearly on the Dominion end, but it's also area that is not monitored, not patrolled. I mean, it's abandoned shit towers for really what it's worth. So anybody could have slipped over there and done that. It could have been the Trilessons. It could have been my primary suspect, the Helmians.
I don't really think
And
Wilhelm would go all the way over right to Dominion's front door.
to eradicate a sect of the Dominion that they feel like is infiltrating their entire kingdom and causing lots of problems. I don't know. Have you seen King Wilhelm lately?
Yeah,
He's on
actually.
edge.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is. And he's probably capable at the moment of doing things that you would find out of character for him in other circumstances. Am I right?
Well, I actually want to bring up something. There is a third kingdom here. And I honestly don't think we can rule them out either. Think about it. They only have land. They don't have mineral resources and water resources.
They
The
have
tr-
You can make
crops.
The Trellestans are definitely the biggest importer of water because of their massive crops.
if anyone would want water the absolute most control over it, it'd be the people who gain the most from having easy and free access to water.
There's just one problem with that.
Yeah,
Is
they're still making a lot of good money from their crops. It's not like minerals where there's no demand for them.
first of all, they export most of the area's food, and second of all, the Trellestans, the elves there, have always been the least inclined to give a damn about the politics of the area.
Now,
That's true. They do have a stranglehold on the food supply, just kind of almost the same way Withhelm has a stranglehold on the water.
Well, what if the king of what's the one up north? Withhelm isn't actually the king of Withhelm.
Explain.
What if he's an imposter? What if he's someone like I am?
So Laura
You did
says,
say he's.
"You're saying the king is not who he claims to be?
Oh, if he's acting differently.
I've known the king all my life.
Well, is he acting differently?
I mean, he's acting more paranoid, but that's because of your secret meetings." And then she looks at Dragthar when she says that. Dragthar, this causes you to turn from the bones and realize and pay more attention to the conversation.
And I just say, look, right now it's just hard because I feel like I lost part of my family tonight.
Yeah, why don't you expand upon that? How much exactly did you lose? I mean, do you have reinforcements in the Burning Sands or anything else?
No. I mean, you guys are pretty much it. Isn't that true?
Is the Burning Sands near here?
Yeah, so you basically lost all your friends tonight. And here's
Wow.
here's a token for Naya. So she'll be over here with you, Audavon.
So,
and really, I've been thinking, Audavon. I understand that you have, prior obligations and you're not ready to give up your life yet, but just know that you are important to the Black Mark, and I trust you until you prove otherwise.
well, let me ask you this: if there's no Black Mark, because right now the Black Mark is all of about 20 people, where do we go from here? Are you going to try and rebuild your organization from the ground up? I mean,
He just lost everything, and you're going to immediately begin drilling him on his next moves?
Who's over the burning desert?
Honestly, at this point, I'm not. I don't know. I just know I need to pray, and
Audavon, do you know
things will come.
who's the burning desert?
are you talking about the Burning Sands? Yeah, I just asked if he had any other chapters of the Black Mark out there. He said no.
Yeah, but
Keep up.
who's
Blistering
that
Sands,
place?
by the way.
Who's Blistering Sands?
Who owns Blistering Sands? Nobody
Who
owns
owns?
Blistering Sands. It's where you
Who
send
owns?
criminals and hobgoblins.
If you if you were to be an outcast, you'd be sent the way of the Blistering Sands.
Oh, maybe those people want the water because they don't have water.
Yeah, we can debate this back and forth all day, but as we are, I'm losing time, and I'm also going to end up being missed. And if my head isn't on my shoulders, or if I'm buried under a mile of sand, I'm of no use to anybody. So I'm gonna go maintain a day job.
Audavon,
Ma-
can I come with you?
That's a very interesting thought.
Who?
Um,
Who said
Naya.
Who said that?
Okay.
Naya, his longtime friend. Yeah.
Let me think about that for a minute. You're yes. You're gonna have to be a little bit of a bimbo, but yes.
A bimbo.
Yeah.
She
I
looks
mean,
very disturbed.
yes. I mean, you're gonna have to fit in at court. You're gonna have to. I mean, rely on your training. You know what you're doing.
Okay, Audubon, I trust you.
All right, then yes, you can come with me. We're gonna start in Wilhelm. That's where I was instructed to go anyway, and we'll go from there.
All right, and then are you heading out?
Yeah, I'm gonna head out.
Okay, so she's gonna
My
follow
condolences,
you.
Dragthar. Best of luck to you. I'd say stay in touch, but I really want you to be cautious about how you do that.
Oh wait, Autobahn, before you leave, do you have a Dropbox we can use?
Not in Wilhelm, I don't. But
Does everyone have message?
is Dragthought, is everybody in the Black Mark dead? I mean, please tell me that you still have a couple of operatives still lurking around Wilhelm that you didn't call off for the night.
I believe Autophon has message.
What?
Yeah, I do. I have message.
So you could just message one of us.
Oh,
And we can reply.
I have to be within. I thought I had to be within sight. I mean, there's a limit to how far that spell can travel.
I don't think there's a sight limit, but
yeah,
maybe other limits.
It can even go into other like planes of existence, but it has a chance to fail then.
You point a finger to a creature within range of 120 feet. So yeah, you have to be with 120 feet.
Oh, I must be thinking of a different message-based one then.
Gotcha. Okay.
Autobahn, why don't you leave any messages for us in the basement of the tavern that we met at, under the tarp?
I would, except for that. What was it? 5 hours away on foot, 2 hours away on horse.
Sorry,
How about we pick a closer tavern?
All right. Well, you pick one.
There are plenty of taverns. There's a couple in Slaglade.
Slaglade?
I speak up and I suggest, what about my spa?
That's true. The spa is also available.
Yeah, I'm open to either. We can meet at the Grinning Goblin, or we can go to Marina Spa, just whatever.
All right, let's use the Marina Spa.
Are we going to set up a meeting time?
You know what? No. The next time I need to get cleaned, I'll drop by, and we can
drop by where? A flooded hideout that no one will be at? Sorry.
Oh, the spa.
Oh, okay.
That's what we were talking about, right? The spa?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me do some work. And Marina, I can find you regularly at the spa, right? Like, is that pretty much okay? Yeah.
At the very least, you could probably leave a message for her.
Yeah.
All right, that's what we'll do. My condolences, Dragthar. Best of luck to you.
Before you leave, if you do leave a message there, leave a message. I'm just thinking for a moment.
With me, I'll hang out there. Just leave it with me.
If no one is there at the moment, drop the message behind the counter out the front.
Okay. Blue, I want to see your best receptionist disguise.
Oh, this is it.
I like it. I was thinking a young, pretty face, but an old, experienced filer. That's great.
Okay, so are you and Naya are breaking off now from the group to head out?
Unless anybody has any other last-second suggestions for me.
Well, you do know I look like Alora, right? But just 7 years older.
70 years older, you said?
7.
Oh. Then no, I thought you said 70 years older. Then I'm going to say, no, this is the worst disguise I've ever seen. You look like the identical, older, uglier twin of Alora herself.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she's seen around there, I'm sure. So it won't be out of place.
Yeah, I'd go with something different. Either maybe a young, pretty face, or I don't know, somebody who's been doing it a long time. Think 40 years older and grandchildren.
I think this will work.
Are you following him then, Sam?
No, I'm gonna go with the others.
Okay.
Your funeral. Come on, Naya.
All right. So you and Naya head winding down the passage, and as you guys get to the edge of the passage, you notice there's a rock wall there.
A rock wall blocking our exit.
Yep.
Oh shit. Naya, you know anything about this?
Yes. Dragthar has to activate it, I believe.
Okay. Well, oh, now this is embarrassing. So I'm gonna walk back, all the way back to the group of people and say, "Okay, I meant to say goodbye, but somebody's gonna have to let us out. Dragthar."
Okay, so you walk all the way back. This takes another like 10 minutes, and you have to get back. And when he calls out to you, Dragthar, and tells you about the rock wall, you remember that you have to activate it. But it's the wizards that activate the spell to make you be able to walk through the rock. And
and the wizards.
yeah,
are...
and you look, and the one wizard that made it through with you is nowhere to be found. All of a sudden.
So at first I'm like, oh, well, why are you back? And then I go, oh, right. Then I look over at the wizards, and looks like the wizard's gone.
Well, get a hold of his ass. I'm gonna be missed. I need to get out of here.
So I just kind of look, and I sort of like throw my arms up, like I don't know what you want me to do. I don't have the wizard power to open up the portal to get you back out. I would if I could.
So you do recall that the rock wall wasn't super deep, so you may be able to force your way out if you guys put your heads together.
I might know another way out. Maybe,
We've got to
but
figure
I'm not
something.
sure. I don't know
All
if I
right.
can go back, and that's kind of the hard part.
Oh no! Why don't you show us?
Yeah, speak up.
It's. I'm now conflicted because I made a promise.
Well, the problem is we're all stuck in here at this point, so something's got to happen. We're gonna die.
I promised to help Allura, and this would help Allura. But I also promised another thing, and I can't say that thing. I think my promise and need to help Allura and all these people is more important than a simple promise. Like, about. Do I know if Marina would know what I know?
So as far as you know, nobody you know is aware of where you came from to get here. As far as you know, everyone you got here the way everyone else did. According to everyone who knows you, you just were in the bones for some reason, but nobody necessarily put that together.
Around this time, I want to speak up about something that's been on my mind. Was I able to gather that before I got there, people were discussing like who done it, basically?
Were you able to figure out who did what? The flood?
No.
No, what did I figure out that people were talking about that? Or was I explained? Was I told that after I got
I
there?
don't know.
I'm not totally sure what you're asking.
I'm asking if I was told that people were talking about like who might have done the flooding.
Oh yeah, you came out in the middle of that conversation.
All right. So one thing that occurs to me that I've been meaning to say is, so we don't know who did this, right? We have a lot of guesses, but we should. I think we should still see the king, because even let's say it was Wilhelm that did that. We'll certainly know if we go try to talk to King Wilhelm. We Dragthar.
You know, I just got to thinking, like,
I get extremely bored and I go, all right, come on with me. I'm going to try to use my gun.
Are you saying something, Dragthar?
well, I was just sitting here thinking, someone obviously knew where our hideout was, No, that wasn't. That seems to be kind of interesting.
I'm gonna go back to the wall where the stones are. I'm gonna shoot it.
And Dragthar, you
Alright.
know that you've taken a lot of precautions to keep it clear. For one, you only ever let people in and out through the portal. The place that Marina came through, if she had tried to walk the stairs are deliberately like sabotaged, but because she was able to swim, she didn't notice. But yeah, you don't let anybody use the actual physical entrance. All your mages are always creating portals in and out of the Black Mark hideout.
Right.
Autovan, you following?
We must have a
Sure.
rat somewhere in the
Why
Black Mark. That's what I'm
Why would
thinking.
I?
Okay, Violet, are you following them as they head towards the rocks?
We can head toward it. I think I will just for a bit, but I want to see if I can pull Marina back from the group a little bit.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna follow them out too, because I'm curious, because I
Um,
feel like kind of stuck in here too.
And I'm gonna blast the wall with my Eldritch gun.
Sakara, are you following them to the exit?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know how to move my token.
You're still neutral, so you can't yet. I'm gonna change that now because now you're friendly. There you go. Now you can.
Alright.
Okay, so you guys make your way up to this rock face, and it's completely solid. Violet, you pull Marina back from the group a little bit. Marina,
gonna
you
try
feel
to
a
be
tug
as
at your
quiet.
arm.
I want to be as quiet as possible about this.
Okay, roll a stealth check.
Not very stealthy.
Okay, so you're whispering, but it can be. If anyone's paying attention, they can definitely pick up on it. But...
I would say she should roll at advantage because I'm about to start shooting my gun.
Okay, fine. That's fine. We'll do that. Go ahead and roll one more time.
Just hit the advantage button.
No,
Yeah.
just roll
So
this
Just
now that
roll
you've
it,
already
yeah.
rolled, just roll one again.
This
Okay.
is a little better.
All right. So someone would really have to be paying close attention, but yeah, most people are focused on trying to blast their way through the wall.
Marina, do you know
Do you
what
want
do you know?
headphones off from everyone who's not listening?
Well, we talked about this openly before. Is the thing.
Okay.
Like when the introduction was, and I just figure like
Yeah, we
in
did.
theater of the mind, no one knows technically.
That's true.
Quotation mark.
Good call.
What do you know about Arcanen Hall? Do you know the thing about Arcanen Hall?
Marina, you know of Arcanen Hall, but you don't know what the thing is.
I know of Arcanen Hall, but I don't know what you're referring to.
Oh boy.
Arcanen Hall is where your sister, or where Alora, your sister's mage assistant, trained.
I don't know. That's where Alora trained. Or no, is that
Yeah.
where Melina trained?
No, Alora. Melina is Alora's patron.
All right, just making sure. Keep in mind I'm sick.
Oh, you're good.
Okay. I managed to get from Arcanen Hall to here. I don't know. I was told the way that I took, I shouldn't tell anyone where that is, but at the same time, we need to get out of here. And if we're stuck in here, everyone is hurt, and I don't know what to do. Plus, if that mage is missing, either he's gone through this entrance or he's gone through that passage, and I don't know which it is. And that's even more disconcerting because that means that there are people coming from Arcanen Hall, coming here, and why is that happening? And I don't know. And I needed someone else who you understand you've been to Arcanen Hall, at least I'm pretty sure. You should know about it.
Have I been there?
You have. Alora's taken you there before. Oh wait, no, you guys weren't friends, right?
Not really.
No,
We
never
know each
mind.
other.
Never mind. She's never taken you there. You just know where it is.
I would ask Alora, but she's got this going on. And I did promise to save Alora because she was in danger, so I'd be fulfilling that promise by getting her out of here, but
Oh, something that's on my mind, moreover than that, is what if someone is taking that passage right now to Arcanine Hall? Can we trust them if they are?
I don't know.
Do you
Let's see how this gun thing paths out, and if it doesn't path out, then it's our one option.
do you think that we should go check that passage right now?
Yes.
I mean, like right now, right now. If you think someone is
Yes.
heading through there right now.
I'm gonna go with yes, and I'm going to lead Marina back towards where it was.
Okay. And while you guys are making your way back that way, the rest of you, Sam, you said you're going to try and shoot the rocks.
Yep.
Okay, what are you shooting it with?
My Eldridge cannon.
The little one you just made?
Yeah.
I think I'm
Okay.
gonna stop at the bones for this, just for the comedic effect of having to get through the bones.
Am
Yeah,
I
we
saying
have
that
to-
right? Eldritch?
Yeah, Eldritch.
Yeah, it's Eldritch.
Okay, you can create a small or tiny Eldritch cannon within 5 feet of you. You can have one cannons at a time.
one cannon.
What does the cannon do? Oh, you're doing the Force Ballista one?
Yeah.
Make a ranged spell attack. Okay, so make a ranged spell attack.
Right. How do I make a ranged spell attack? Is that just a...
It's a for you. It's a D20 plus 5.
Is it... Am I my sheet anywhere? No.
I don't think so. You're gonna have to just roll this one manually. But you can hit the plus 5 in the bottom left, and then roll the D20.
Alright.
Okay, 22. All right. So yeah, that's definitely gonna hit, and hit pretty good. So now roll your damage. Where is that?
2d8. Is that the pyramid one? Double pyramid one?
Yes. When they hit the target, takes 2d8 force damage. Okay, cool. Go ahead. Okay, so you you want to describe what the cannon looks like actually?
It looks like a gun that we know today, but I think it'll be kind of rare here.
Okay. So you craft this little hand cannon basically, and you put that together. You pull that out. You shoot the rock face, and you chip away a large chunk of the most center facing boulder.
And then nothing happens?
Well, half of that rock goes and then falls onto the ground.
Can we fit through
Can you do that again?
So there's no
Yeah,
hole.
right.
You've just what'd you say, Audubon?
I asked if he could do that again.
Alright.
Yeah. So you've made some progress.
I'm gonna shoot it again.
Okay. All right. This time it hits and roll the damage. Okay, yeah, and this time it obliterates the rock, the rest of that rock, and then some rocks on top fall down, and they fall towards you guys. You guys all have to jump back a foot or two that you guys that are right in front, and as some boulders come rolling down the pile, but then you feel the air rush in from the other side as there's now a gap at the top of this pile.
How big is the gap? Is it can a person like walk or crawl through it?
It looks like you'd have to probably get down pretty low to crawl through it.
I'm gonna shoot it again.
You'd probably have to wiggle your way through it.
Yeah, shoot again.
Okay. Okay, and then you roll damage.
I did. Oh, okay.
Okay, so you shoot the pile again, and you obliterate more of the rocks on top. They just kind of vaporize into little rock chunks and dust. And then as you do, the sound kind of echoes through the corridor, and you kind of feel the whole place shake a little bit. It rumbles. And everyone roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, great.
Everyone that's there.
Yeah, everyone that's up here by the door. You two are fine.
Not me then. Just kidding. Where did I put my sheet? There it is.
Oh, someone got a 20.
Yeah, nice. Lucky me.
Okay.
I mean, I like do like a backflip or something like that as I'm
Distract
jumping
that.
back.
Okay.
Did I do it right?
Yeah,
I
you
didn't do
did.
it right. It
No,
grabbed
oh, you
strength
did
rather than
strength. You needed dex.
It grabbed the wrong one. Right,
Okay.
Same.
Yeah, same.
That's good.
All right, is that everyone? Am I missing
Yep.
anyone? Okay. And then I rolled for
Mhm.
Kelgion and Alora and Naya.
Wonder how it
Okay,
grabbed
everyone saves. You all managed to dodge out of the way as a couple boulders fall from the ceiling and poof, they thud at your feet and kind of embed in the soft clay of the cave floor.
Okay, now I'm starting to feel less pro shooting.
There's definitely enough of a gap now that you guys can all crawl over the pile.
All right. I'm gonna do so. Come on,
Okay,
Naya.
let's get. Oops, not that one. Let's get
So
Sam.
I look back and I notice we're missing some people.
Hold
Do
on,
you?
Kelgion, Sakar, and Lou.
With how many people are here, I would imagine you might have to roll for it.
Yeah, roll me a perception check then, because you have metagame knowledge that they're not there.
Right, perception.
Because noticing the lack of something is actually pretty difficult.
Okay, you do not notice that they're not there.
I wonder if Marina and Violet would have like heard all that.
I
Yeah,
don't know. I mean,
you guys definitely heard the gunshot and
Yeah.
some falling rocks for sure.
I think I definitely would notice that got blue person up there.
I'm the DM, and what I say goes.
You don't argue with God, Rainbow.
It's not
I
that
was
you
about to
don't. It's
say.
not that you don't notice the blue person. It's that you have assumed she's behind you the whole time.
Ah,
You can't. You haven't turned around, and I gave you the opportunity to have that that impulse to turn around, and that was your perception check. But you
Alright.
did not get that impulse to turn around.
I'm just gonna be like, okay, it's through the bones. I know this is weird. It was weird for me too.
Okay, so you
We
start
have to-
climbing through the bones.
Yeah.
Yeah, are we gonna have to roll to see if we fit through?
No, it's just rough terrain. It just takes a
You
minute
guys
to
didn't
get
need
through.
that much of the party.
It's a little rough through here. But if we follow this up, we should get to Arcanon Hall. It's just I don't know if I can get back out, and I'm worried.
You did have to walk
Someone
for
else is following.
for several hours.
Oh, okay. Do I have? Can I then do?
Sorry, I
an,
should have made that more
investigation?
clear.
Yeah. Can I do an investigation check so I can see if
Sure.
anyone's been through here other than me, like
Yeah.
recently?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I assist that?
Sure. You can both investigate,
And in-
so you can go ahead and
and in
roll that with
fact-
advantage.
In fact, I also want to use my guidance cantrip.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay. Tell us what that does.
oh shoot.
Touch one willing creature, but once before the spell ends, the target can roll a d4 and add the number to one ability check of his choice. It can roll the die before or after making the ability check. The spell then ends.
Okay. So do I
Okay.
count a disadvantage on this investigation check, or do I just?
Yeah, so do it with advantage, and then you also have the opportunity to roll that d4 if you like after you roll.
Ooh, yeah,
Okay.
just in case.
Well, I would have to. I basically am concentrating as long as you have the opportunity. So just use it. It's not a use it or lose it case.
I don't know how to do it though. Is the thing.
Just
roll a
grab the
D4.
d4 at the bottom and drop it in the chat.
All right.
Okay.
So it's a 15.
Alright,
So
so
a
15.
15. All right. So you look around and you're pretty confident that all you can see is some of the dust kicked up from your previous walk this way. You can clearly see your footprints coming back this way, but you can't see anything else going the other way. They would have had to been very, very careful in order to
Yeah.
pull that off.
Then most likely he made it through there and just left us here. Great.
Or he's still in the camp.
You guys did
Like-
hear all the crashing, so you can probably make a pretty good assumption that they made some progress.
Yeah. Let's see how they're doing.
Well, I mean, I meant like the wizard. He could still be down here somewhere, just hiding.
There are a lot of bones.
Yeah. Do we want to go investigate?
Yeah, we should first of all see if he's with them, because they were saying they couldn't find him. And the only other option would be he's lost somewhere near the entrance, I would imagine.
Okay, so you guys are coming down here.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's check here for a bit.
roll me another investigation check with advantage.
All right. And I also want to use guidance on you again.
Is that a cantrip?
Yeah, I
Cantrips,
can use it as many times as I want.
Cool. Awesome.
It's like a free mini bardic inspiration.
Yeah, that's nice. Okay.
And boy, is it coming in handy.
All right, so 15 again. Okay.
Same.
So you search around this area. You don't find any sign of the mage, but you do find something interesting that you still feel. You don't see anything, but you feel energy coming out of the snake's mouth.
Different from the portal?
It feels very much like the portal energy.
Oh.
But the portal should be down.
It at least appears to be. You don't see the little hovering purple flame.
I'm gonna say to Violet, do you wanna hide here for a few minutes, see if something happens? Maybe it's waiting for us to leave.
Maybe. Yeah, let's hide. We have bones.
Okay, so you guys climb inside the bones and wait?
Yeah.
Okay, while you guys are waiting, let's jump back to the rest of you. So, Elora, upon getting to the other side into this tunnel, she just says, "Oh, I remember this place." And she starts walking this way. You guys follow her?
Yeah, I follow her.
I'm gonna be right back in just a minute. I gotta get some water so I can take my night medicine.
Okay.
Oh wait, hang on. What map are we on? I'm kind of lost.
Oh, sorry. Let me reshare this map. Do you see it now?
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Elora started down this corridor, and I assume you guys are all following her to the exit.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow her. I remember
Yeah,
this place is
I mean,
a
obviously I
labyrinth.
don't want to be trapped in that place, so yep.
Okay. As you guys you walk into this turntable area. Sam, roll me a perception check. Okay. As you walk out into this area, you immediately spot a glint of something shiny in this pile of junk over here. It catches a glint of some of the light from your guys' torches, and reflects it back, and you can see it.
All right, I'm gonna go over and investigate what it is.
So as you head over there, Alora says, "Oh, you saw it too. I saw it earlier, but we were being attacked." And she follows you in there, and roll me an investigation check.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Okay. So as you rummage around through here, you find a chest in the back that is locked. It's got metal hinges and metal around it, and it's got a heavy-duty lock on the front of it, and it feels very heavy. It's like the size of like one of those big trunks you'd put at the foot of a bed.
And it's got a pretty good lock on it.
Yeah. The rest of you guys over here, Autovan, Dragthar, Sakar, you see these guys in there. Do any of you follow?
And they're just messing with like a trunk, you said?
Yeah, they're messing around with some of the stuff in there. You guys can see daylight coming down from this way, from down south. But you also see that Alora and Sam, something has caught their interest, and they've headed off this way, and they're rummaging through the stuff.
I look at Elora and go, should I shoot the lock?
Yeah, I think I would definitely be curious, like, what the heck, you know? They just, like, peeled off.
Elora just says, well, what if there's something valuable in there? You might damage it.
Well, do you have a way to break this lock?
Let me see. Does Elora have a way to break this lock? I can break this lock.
Someone has
I
to
can
have a
break
lock
this.
between everyone here. Come on.
Acid splash. Okay, so yeah, she says, well, let me try this, and she mutters something under her breath and kind of flicks her wrist around, and this little bit of acid comes out and soaks the lock, and it melts the lock. The lock falls off with a clink to the ground in this little pool of of metal, and then the chest is now open.
All right, and I guess you both look inside.
Okay, and as you look inside, you see a treasure trove of stuff. You see there is some armor. There's a shield. There's a harp. There's a sword. And then there's 2 rings.
Okay, now has the rest of the group followed Draktar over to like see all this stuff yet, or are we still?
That's up to
like,
you.
Where is everybody in terms
I
of
gave
walking
you guys
through?
the chance to follow them. So are you gonna say you followed them over there or not?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna take the harp and look at it.
Okay. So you pick up the harp. Let's see. Hold on. Harp. I gotta look this up.
Anyway, sorry, I was kind of like,
Okay.
what fell out again? Like a
What?
harp. Like what fell out? A harp, a shield. You said.
Oh, nothing fell out. It's still in the chest, but
Oh,
there's
in the
some
chest.
armor. There's a shield. There's a harp, a sword, and 2 rings. You look at the harp, Sam, and the harp is this very ornate-looking harp. It's kind of just this. It's wood carved, and it has like gold. It's kind of ornate gold around the edges of it, and where the strings attach to each end. It's got these gold platings that go around the strings.
All right. Let me look at my spells. I think I have would identify? No. Detect magic. I'm gonna cast detect magic.
Okay. So you cast detect magic, and you immediately you realize that all of these items have magical auras around them. Are you specifically looking at the harp?
I was looking at all of them. What kind of armor is
We'll
it?
start with one because you can't look at all of them at the same time.
I'm gonna look at the harp and then the armor and then the shield.
Okay, so the harp, as you look at it, you realize that someone who plays this harp might be able to cast some spells. And so one of those spells is fly, invisibility, levitate, protection from evil and good, control weather, cure wounds, and that one is at 5th level, and wall of thorns. So if you a creature that attempts to play the instrument without being attuned to it must succeed on a oh wait, hold on. Oh, here we go.
Constitution
You can
thing.
use an action to play the instrument and cast one of its spells. You also get the sense that you need to take the time for the weapon to get used to you. And then what's the next one we wanted to look at?
The armor.
Okay. Okay. So this suit of armor, it looks pretty strong. Um, it's very tough armor, and it has some sort of magical imbuement, so that if you hit it and if somebody hits you while you're wearing it and they critically hit, it just becomes a normal hit. So it prevents massive damage.
Do I know what kind of armor it is? Is it light, heavy, or
It's like chainmail.
okay?
It's like a chain shirt, basically.
All right.
Hey, look at those rings. What do those rings do?
Okay, so you look at one of them. One is called the Ring of Shooting Stars, and the armor is called adamantine armor, by the way. The Ring of Shooting Stars. Your detect magic tells you that while wearing this ring in dim light or darkness, you can cast dancing lights and light from the ring at will. Casting either spell from the ring requires an action. It has 6 charges for the following other properties. The ring regains 1d6 expended charges daily at dawn. Fairy Fire. You can expend 1 charge as an action to cast Fairy Fire from the ring. So each object within a 20-foot range, 20-foot cube, is outlined in blue, green, or violet light, your choice. Any creature in the area when the spell is cast is also outlined in light if it fails a dexterity saving throw. For the duration, objects and affected creatures shed dim light in a 10-foot radius, and then attackers get advantage while they're glowing. And then also you can cast 2 charges of ball lightning. Excuse me, you can expend 2 charges to cast Ball Lightning. As an action, to create 1 to 4 3-foot diameter spheres of lightning. The more spheres you create, the less powerful each sphere is individually. Each sphere appears in an unoccupied space you can see within 120 feet of you. The spheres last as long as you concentrate. And then there's more text, but you get the idea. The other
We're
one is...
talking about the sword again?
No, that was the Ring of Shooting Stars. We haven't got to the sword
Oh.
yet.
Oh my gosh! So it does ball lightning, fairy fire, dancing lights, and what else?
What is going on here?
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
I'm having weird... There's like letters being typed into as I'm trying to search here. Telekinesis.
Wonder if your keyboard has like a stuck.
Yeah, something's stuck. That's exactly what's going on. Okay. The other ring is, it's got like this amber stone being held by 2 hands. So you know, like the little clasps that hold diamonds in place on rings. This one is 2 hands kind of cupped together with the fingers being the clasps. And so it's kind of a creepy looking ring. But while you wear this ring, you can cast telekinesis spell at will. But you can only target objects that aren't being worn or carried. And then lastly, there's the shield and the sword. Which one do you guys want to talk about next?
The shield.
Okay. The shield is an animated shield, is what it's called. While holding this shield, you can speak its command word as a bonus action to cause it to animate. The shield leaps into the air and hovers in your space to protect you as if you were wielding it, leaving your hands free. The shield remains animated for 1 minute until you use a bonus action to end this effect, or until you are incapacitated or die. At which point the shield falls to the ground or into your hand if you have one free. A shield is made from wood or metal and is carried in one hand. This one's made from metal. Wielding a shield increases your armor class by 2. And then lastly is Dancing Sword. The sword in here is called the Dancing Sword. So you can use a bonus action to toss the sword into the air. You speak its command word, and when you do so, the sword begins to hover, flies up to 30 feet, and attacks one creature of your choice within 5 feet. The sword uses your attack roll and ability score modifier to damage rolls. While the sword's hovering, you can keep using bonus actions to command it to attack more or fly to other places. What?
Is it 2 of those swords or 1? Because you said 2 swords, didn't you?
No, I didn't. Just 1. There's 2 rings.
Oh.
Hey, are the rings considered weapons or?
I mean, the one that can shoot stuff it probably is. The telekinesis might not be.
Because I mean, I have a ability called Pact of the Blade. I wonder if I could turn the ring into my weapon.
Probably not the ring, but you definitely could the sword.
I'm gonna take the sword.
Okay. Sam you grab the sword out of the box, put that sword in your inventory.
What was the sword called again?
Dancing Sword.
I'm gonna snag the harp.
Okay, so you come in and snag the harp. By the way, if anyone's contesting these, tell me and we'll have a contest. But alright, Audavon, you grab the harp. It's called Anstruth Harp, Anstruth.
So there's like, is it the dancing sword or is it the dancing what?
It's just Dancing Sword.
Because I see like a couple of dancing swords. None of them are just dancing sword.
No, that's what it's called. Hold on. Let me find your...
I see dancing short sword and dancing long sword.
It's a long sword.
Okay.
Wait,
the dancing long sword then.
I forgot. Like, what does the harp do?
Hold on 1 second. I'm getting to Sam's sheet so I can see.
Okay.
The inventory. Equipment. Manage. Dancing Sword.
I added the dancing long sword.
Okay. Yeah, that works. Okay. And then the harp you wanted to know more about?
Yeah.
Anstruth Harp.
Didn't Audavon just say he takes the harp?
Yes. An instrument of the bards, exquisite example of its kind, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Do you have Detect Magic, Audavon?
I do not.
And
I just
Sam,
saw it was a harp, and I'm a bard, and I thought, oh, that's cool.
Sam, did you explain any of what you knew from your Detect Magic?
I'm going to explain to him that that's a bard's instrument that has magic on it.
Okay, and so then he explains to you that it can cast You can use an action to play the instrument and cast Fly, Invisibility, Levitate, Protection from Evil and Good, Control Weather, or Wall of Thorns, and then at 5th level you can cast Cure Wounds.
Alright, once the instrument has been used to cast a spell, it cannot be used to cast that spell again until the next dawn. Okay, so it could cast each spell individually,
Yes.
but not. You can't do the same one twice, essentially, in the same day.
Yes.
You can play the instrument while casting a spell that causes any of its targets to be charmed on a failed saving throw, thereby imposing
Okay,
disadvantage on the
stop
save.
reading right now and turn away. What do you do with the harp?
What do I do with the harp?
Yeah.
Add it to my inventory. Like I'm examining it. I'm like, wow.
I'm gonna take that.
Do you try to play it?
No, because as soon as he said, like before I had a chance to play it, he said it has magic on it, and so the first thing I want to know, being the cautious guy that I am, what kind of magic?
Before I answer him, I take that ring that shoots
Are
all
you
the
sure you're not trying to
spells.
play it because you read the item description?
No, actually, if you look at my talents, I don't I'm not proficient in the harp,
Okay.
so I don't want to embarrass myself.
So I take the ring that does all the shooting stuff, the spells, and I put on a Laura's finger and say, "Better keep this with a sorcerer."
Which one?
The one that does all the spells, not the one that
The
does.
Ring of Shooting Stars?
Yeah,
Okay, you give that to who?
I'm gonna put that on a Laura's finger and say, "Better put this one on with a wizard."
Okay, so you give that to Alora then. I will add that to her inventory.
Is there
Ring of
any way
Shooting
like I
Stars.
could test this harp?
Yeah, so if you're watching him grab the harp, he's holding it. You're gonna try and grab it from him before he puts it in the bag.
Yeah.
Okay, so you reach out to grab it, and I assume you resist, Audavon?
Yeah, I'm gonna look at him and I'm gonna say, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Okay, both of you roll both of you roll athletics checks.
Let's see.
I'm gonna assist Audavon.
Okay, roll with advantage, Audavon, as Sam's gonna try and block with you.
All right, let's see.
That's athletics. I just grabbed. Yeah.
Okay, so that's a 16.
Manage.
Did I say
Athletics,
athletics?
That's what you
Yeah.
said.
Okay, I meant acrobatics, but let's fine. We'll go with athletics.
I mean, acrobatics. Well, whatever.
Oh, I only get 10.
All right, so Dragthar, you managed to snatch the harp out of Audavon's hands.
Yes.
So I'm gonna look at Dragthar and
Oh shit.
I'm gonna say, do you know what you just did?
Is that what you're saying to me?
Yes.
I said, "Hey, I say yes."
All right, so you just stole an instrument that you have no idea how to use. You have no idea what it does from somebody whose sole job, other than talking to other people, is to play instruments. I remind you, I spent years in Bard school and Bard college. I
You have
know
your
what I'm
certificate
doing.
right here.
Yeah. And
Yeah, but
so-
again, it says you aren't proficient with the instrument, the weapon.
You didn't say that out loud.
Yeah,
I didn't say that
That's
out
not
loud.
in character thing. You should say, "Do you even know how to play the harp?" Is what you should say.
There you go. Yeah. Are you sure you know how to play the harp?
I am the Paganini of harp playing.
I grab the armor. I grab the armor and I say, "Look, Dragthar, I think this is more up your alley." And I hold it up.
Have I been speaking to Dragthar for a minute yet?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Then I'm gonna cast Words of Terror.
All right. Before you do that, let's jump back to Marina and Violet. What are you guys up to?
We're waiting to see
yeah.
if we notice something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So how you waited? What? Probably like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Nothing's happened.
Oh.
Well, you can breathe water. Do you think you could see if you can go back through the portal at all if it's still there?
I think the
It's
portal's
closed.
You don't see the
Yeah,
purple, but
versus-
you definitely still felt that that energy pull from the mouth of the snake.
Yeah. At that suggestion, I'm gonna approach the mouth of the snake again and investigate.
I'm gonna follow, but try to stay out of the portal, basically, just to kind of see if I need to back up.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that it's
only one of
quiet,
us can breathe water.
now that it's quiet and everything, and you're paying specific attention to this, you realize you can hear just like this little like static sound, like almost like steam escaping through a crack in a rock or something. Just this very faint sound that you wouldn't hear otherwise without it being so quiet.
Can we investigate and listen for where exactly the sound is coming from?
It's coming from exactly where the portal used to be.
Oh. Can I reach out my hand to where the portal used to be?
You can, and as you do, the portal opens up, and this big purple swirl is there again.
Can I stick my head in?
You can, but as you do, you just see purple. You don't see anything else.
Oh. I'm gonna turn to Violet and say, well, if I don't come out in a minute, assume something bad happened.
Understood.
And I'm gonna jump into the portal.
Okay, and as the entirety of your mass enters the portal, you are teleported out of the purple nothingness, and you find yourself into the hideout again.
Oh. I assume I'm still entirely flooded.
Yes, you are definitely underwater now. There's probably about 2 feet of air at the top.
Okay. But definitely not a place Violet should be.
No.
Yeah, definitely not.
Alright, I'm gonna swim back through the portal.
Okay, so you try to swim back, and there's nothing there. You don't see the purple flame. You swim through the area where it was, and nothing.
Oh, fuck. Shit. She thinks I'm gonna be dead.
So, but you do get the sense that someone's been through here since the last time you were here before, because you don't recall some of the debris and stuff being the way it is. It was pretty quiet by the time you swam back through, and so you realize that a bunch of the debris in here has been shuffled around a lot. And as you look down even more, you see that that one hallway has been barricaded with stuff.
Which hallway?
So I don't have the map up, but that one where you had to hold the door closed, the door is basically busted off of its hinges and everything. Someone seems like they've tried to barricade it with just a bunch of junk. There's some desks and barrels and just shards of stuff, and they're all like wedged into this door frame. So it at least looks like somebody might have done it on purpose, but maybe it just happened.
So my first thought is the wizard, the madman, tried to come back into here.
Maybe.
Can I investigate, see if I can find him, and if he did that barricading for whatever reason? Be able to...
Sure. So are you investigating just this room, or are you gonna go through the whole hideout? Like, because it could take you some time to investigate the whole place.
Well, evidently I can't go back now, and Violet's gonna think I'm dead for now. So that's
Just out,
kind of
of,
the only thing I can do right now.
just out of curiosity, are you able to talk underwater?
That's a good question.
I mean, I think you can try and talk underwater, and it's just really hard to understand, right?
Probably.
Yeah. Like, you guys ever play like Tea Party in the pool or whatever? Kind of yell and you can sort of hear someone.
Can't say I ever had a tea party in the pool, but I have tried to talk underwater before.
It's a game you play, yeah. Alright, anyway.
So yeah, I mean, if I can't go back through the portal, I mean, shit. I might as well investigate what I can throughout here.
Okay. Violet, on your end, you do still hear that weird hissing sound, and you still feel the energy coming off that portal, just so you know. And then I'll go ahead and get this map pulled up.
I've had it open, so I just clicked on the pin.
Okay. So you are now in that room there. swimming around.
Yeah. So I'm particularly looking to see if I can find signs of the wizard if he was a madman trying to go back through here.
Okay, roll an investigation check.
Because otherwise, I have no explanation for the barricade here. Investigation. Here it is. That'll be a 12.
Okay, so you look around, and so far, other than the disruption of debris in this room, you can't tell anything else has been disturbed. You can't tell specifically who was there or anything like that. There's no other evidence beyond that barricade.
Can I swim over and around? Check back here.
Sure. So you check back in this little room, little storage room. There's some crates and stuff floating around in it. A few more barrels floating around in there, but nothing noteworthy.
And investigate for goodies.
Yeah, go ahead and roll an investigation check for me.
Soggy cookies.
That'll be a 2.
Okay.
The soggiest of cookies.
Gross.
Alright, so you look around and you don't find anything but this ratty, there's like a little ratty old canvas bag floating by.
And nothing in it.
Nothing as far as you can tell. You reach in it and it feels a little weird inside, but you don't feel anything inside of it.
Wet cookies, gross.
Wet cookie.
Anyway, I'm gonna swim out there and
Do you get rid of the canvas bag?
Well, I mean, bags are kind of handy, I suppose.
Okay.
So I guess I'll keep a canvas bag.
Okay. It's probably like the size of something you'd put like gold coins in or something, or more like a purse, actually.
All right. Well, if I'm keeping it on me, can I look and see what was in it?
Yeah, there's nothing in it. You reach in and fish around. And surprisingly, it takes you a minute to fish around, given that it's just this little purse-sized bag. But you don't feel anything in it, just the sides of the
Wait a
bag.
minute. You just say that it was oddly big inside.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she said.
Can I?
Code man.
Can I roll? Can I roll insight to see if this is what I think it is? Is
Yes.
this a bag of holding?
Not insight, but
Well, Arcana might be a good pick.
yeah, Arcana. There you go.
All right. 20. Not
yeah,
natural. But...
you found a bag of holding without realizing
Oh
it.
shit!
Nice.
Wait, what?
A bag of holding can hold stuff in it, but it's got like more space inside than there is outside.
Also,
Oh.
it has limited air. It didn't used to, which was a problem.
It has limited air.
Yeah, new bag of holding has limited air or air supply. I think it's like 5 minutes.
Oh,
air.
so you can't use it to
And-
breathe underwater.
Old bag of holding used to be like really nasty, where it was like you could put anything in it, and then they released the first cantrips, and one of them was make bees, and people would just fill bags of holding with bees.
I mean, could be worse.
Come on.
Pathfinder, they had bags of holding and portable holes, and
Yeah,
those were not a good idea to combine.
it's still a thing. That's still a mechanic where if you combine them, it makes like a little black hole and just demolishes everything.
Yep, you undo all of existence.
Okay, so
By the way, one quick note. Apparently, this bag is 15 pounds. Regardless of what's inside it, which could be up to 500 pounds, which is kind of cool. But also, 15 pounds is pretty heavy for a canvas bag.
that's
So
true.
is there 500?
You
Is there
bet-
500 pounds of water in there?
There could be.
Yeah, there could be. But he reached inside already. He couldn't find anything in there.
Gee.
It's big enough to hold everyone's
Okay,
mothers.
so it's
Put your
9:35.
wing in
We're
it.
5 minutes past our normal end time. Does anybody have to go? It's
Yes.
fine if you do. Okay. Then we'll call it here.
All right.
Okay. Cool. Thanks everybody for listening. This is episode 4 of Solstice. If you want to find out more about us, you can find us on chevcast.tv. You can email the show, show@chevtech.io, or I think I have an email address at chevcast.tv. I don't know. I'll sort that all out and make sure I have proper announcements next time. But anyway, we'll catch you next week. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks,
Peace.
everyone.
Good night.
Thank you.
Night.